Hey everybody, welcome back to the Saltworks podcast. We are so excited that you are here. We have a wonderful, just powerful story for you today. Cody Bauman is on the podcast. He's sharing his story just as a husband who has experienced loss alongside with his wife through miscarriage, and then going into the journey of adoption and foster care, and just how their heart has grown in advocating for these areas and loving on not just the children but the families and being involved in the whole system. I cannot wait to share his story with you. It's just so good. But before we jump in, I want to share, and I'm going to read this information so I can get it right. You are invited to a celebration of Terry Slauson honoring his nearly 29 years of dedication to Cedar Springs. This is on Saturday, November 1st from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Lodge at Cedar Springs. We'll put the address in the notes so that you can check that out. If you do not know Terry Slauson, make sure you go and listen to his episode in season 3. But I know many of you do, and we want you to know you are invited to that celebration, and so they hope to see you there. And without further ado, here's Cody's story. Cody, welcome to the Saltworks podcast.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited. I know you had to take time out of work schedule in your day, and I mean, even just like your notes are so in depth, and it's an honor to have you here, and we're excited to dive into your story.
Thanks. No, I appreciate it. It's good to be here. Appreciate y'all having me.
Absolutely. For those who don't know you, who is Cody Bauman?
So I am a believer in Jesus. I try to point my life towards Him every day. My wife is Leslie. Try to love her like Christ loved the church. And then we've got 4 kids, Henry, Todd, Nell, Joni, and Everett, and just trying to raise them up to chase after Jesus. And I'm an engineer. I'm a teacher. Do lots of things. So just trying to do what God wants me to do each day.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Yeah, I didn't realize. Okay, so do you teach every day?
I do. I teach every day at lunch.
Oh, every day at lunch. So you leave work to go do that. That's wild.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, no big deal.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
midday physics.
That's a lot.
I'm just trying to homeschool 3 kids, so I can't imagine. Now, you did not grow up in Monroe, correct?
I did not. I grew up in South Louisiana, just north of New Orleans, north of Covington in the country.
Yeah.
So a little small community there.
Yeah. And your family grew up in church?
Oh yeah. My grandparents, my dad's parents, my dad, my mom. My dad grew up in the Southern Baptist Church. My mom grew up Episcopal. And then when they got married, they were Southern Baptist. And so grew up always going to church, in the church. Got saved when I was 9. We moved around a lot when I was younger, and settled down in Covington at 9, and that's where I was saved, baptized, and grew up in a great little country church. It's not little anymore. It was about 80 people when I was a kid. I was blessed to be in a church that was growing.
Yeah.
And that was a true family of believers. And so New Zion Baptist Church, I mean, they grew from like 80. I can remember we celebrated 100 people in Sunday school, and now they're running 300 people. So it's cool. It was a good experience growing up in that.
That's awesome.
Church that was alive.
Yeah, that's so neat. Yeah, and I feel like that will show so much in your story as we go forward. Did you move to the area for college? What brought you closer?
I got recruited to play football at ULM.
Okay.
And so I came to ULM to play football.
Yeah, because sports was a big part.
Huge part of my life growing up. Played all the sports as a kid. I was the only child, so my parents, would throw to me in the yard. We'd play football in the yard, basketball till junior high. I was not playing that in high school, but football in high school, powerlifting, track, all the things, and that led to me getting recruited to come to ULM to play special teams. One of my coaches had coached at ULM previously.
Okay.
So it worked out well.
Yeah.
Got some academic scholarships and was able to walk on the football team up here. So
that's
recruited
awesome.
walk-on, preferred walk-ons, what they call it now, but you're kind of guaranteed a spot at camp.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's really neat. Now, did Leslie go to ULM?
No. She went to Tech.
Okay.
And we met at First West. She was the administrative assistant for the college ministry.
Yeah.
So at ULM, obviously on the football team, much different back then than it is today.
Yeah.
A little bit wilder. Didn't wasn't partying, trying to live for Jesus, trying to get FCA started. And one of the seniors kind of saw that, and he didn't really go to church, but he kind of dropped me off one day at Portico and was like, "Hey, here's a college ministry at First West. I think you'd really like it. See you later."
Yeah.
Which was great. I really appreciated that. You know, he
Yeah.
didn't really go, but he dropped me off there. And so met William Geis, who had started Portico. He wound up becoming the football chaplain.
Cool.
And so got to do FCA with him at ULM, and then wound up meeting Leslie through just Portico and, you know, life groups and all the things. And yeah, got married. So
that's awesome.
then we did the switch. I went to tech, to engineering school, and she went to ULM for her master's in education. And so we are a convoluted household.
You sound a little bit like mine and Colin's story, because he was at ULM, I was at tech, and then eventually came to ULM to do my master's in education too.
Yes.
So he didn't go to tech, but he stayed at ULM. There's still time.
So y'all got married in 2007,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
At the
children's home.
Yes.
Yes. So a big part of our story obviously is adoption and foster care. For me, that started way back in youth group. We would do some activities with one of the foster or the children's homes there in Covington. Really, it wasn't playing with the kids so much as we would go sort clothes that were going to like Romania or somewhere.
Yeah.
But we would get to play with the kids, and you know, then I had no clue. But looking back, that was like kind of God saying, "This is the thing." So youth ministers, when you're going to do goofy things at different places and exposing your kids, one day it's going to pay off. You know, I tell Chase that all the time. But you know, they're making an impact. And so, yeah, we got married at the children's home really because it was a beautiful, if you've never been in that chapel, it is a beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah.
And really that's why we picked it.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with, but it would play so much into our story later on.
Absolutely. So y'all got married. Did y'all live in Monroe?
Yeah, we lived in West Monroe.
West Monroe?
Yes. Yeah, Leslie's from West Monroe.
Yeah, okay. We got to establish
that. We have to make that distinction.
That is. For people outside the area, that's important.
It is.
Yes.
So now it would be, what is about 3 years later, you start to start a family.
Yeah, so I graduated, got married, and the next week started back at tech at engineering school while I was working full time.
Yeah.
Don't do that, college kids.
Yeah.
Graduate.
So teaching at lunch is.
Yeah. That's okay. It's okay. It's just been my normal pace. It's my rhythm. And so I graduated from tech in 2009. So kind of we've been married for a couple of years. I'm done with school, working full time, got a great job up in Sterling at the chemical plant. And we're like, yeah, okay, it's probably we've had a couple of fun years. Let's start trying to have kids. And so that kind of took a while. And then in 2010, Leslie's pregnant. Everything's going good. We go to do the ultrasound to see the heartbeat, and the tech's like, hey, can't find a heartbeat. So that was crazy. I'm 25. I don't really know how to process that.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, you know, you're young, don't have a lot of friends that have gone through that. I go to a church that's very young in Portico. We were kind of becoming our own church then at First West. And so trying to process that was a challenge. I had great friends that stood beside us in that. I can remember going over to Brandon McQuillan's house. He and I've been friends since college, and just shooting a bow the day that, you know, they give Leslie the medicine and everything's going to happen. And I can remember my mother-in-law calling me like, hey, you know, things are starting to happen, so come home. And I'm like, I don't even know what that's going to look like. And so we go through that and lose the baby, and devastated. And, you know, the doctor's like, hey, this happens a lot. People just don't talk about it, but this is not uncommon. Like, it's going to be okay. Take some time, grieve, you know, go through the process and try again. And so Leslie does that. You know, her body has changed, hormones have changed. She's had the baby, and it's very physical and emotional and all the things. And as a husband, I'm trying to be supportive of her. I process grief really different just because I had some friends die when I was younger. And so, like, it's just different for me. A lot of questioning. Why? You know, why does this happen? Why? You know, God, we're Christian people. You know, this is the route. This is what you do. All the things.
Yeah.
So it was growing up for me. You know, I had to grow up and kind of understand what that meant.
This would not be y'all's last experience, and we'll get more into that. But I do want to pause here for those things that you've mentioned of like processing grief differently. first of all, like, we didn't even really talk about this, but I feel like you'd be able to speak to this well, just having said what you said about like processing things differently and like now knowing what you know, like big picture, like what encouragement do you have for couples, whether it's been a miscarriage or loss of a parent, or to allow each other to grieve differently?
Yeah, I think, Leslie and I did that well. I think it's finding people that you can express that to,
Mm-hmm.
like finding that community of believers, finding that community. There's, for some reason, I guess, I don't know that there's shame in it, but it's just,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more talked about 15 years later, right? We're
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
different day now
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
your sonograms on Facebook and everybody knew you were pregnant, all the things. It's just
Mm-hmm.
more, seems more public.
Yeah.
Um,
You can find an Instagram account that is
right.
geared towards this or geared,
Mm.
yeah.
I think celebrating the life that was there better would have been something I've looking back probably would have done differently. That's kind of done better now. But yeah, just taking the time, especially as a guy, I was working, building a career, doing all the things, and so in my mind, I was just segmenting things.
Yeah.
Like that happened, I've got it. But when I go to work, I've got to be at work, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing things, and so just taking the time,
Mm-hmm.
finding the people. There's support groups out there now. So Leslie and one of her best friends who also went through loss,
Mm-hmm.
they started a support group for a while called Sarah's Laughter, and so there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff for women.
Yeah.
Just to be honest with you,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of stuff for guys
Yeah.
that I've found.
Yeah.
And so just trying to find just other good Christian men that you can talk to and share that with.
I want you to speak to the husband's perspective, and in a second, I want you to talk about how a husband can support. But I also want to ask, like, being where you are now, and I'm sure knowing people who have experienced this same grief over the last 15 years, and you knowing what you know now, do you feel like a part of that is maybe whether this is our society or whether it's just not your body that maybe husbands feel like they don't allow themselves to grieve? I mean, what do you think that is?
I think, well, for me, it was just trying to be strong because your wife has just gone through so much physically,
Yeah.
hormonally.
Yeah.
It's just the natural process of pregnancy, but you didn't get to experience the joy of birth.
Yeah.
And so that supporting her in that, and then on our side as a guy, we just do stuff different. For me personally, I'm going to internalize that. I don't want to talk about it. I now have a group of friends. There's 6 of us that, like, anything happens. I mean, I text them on the way here. Hey, pray for me this morning. I'm going to talk about my story a little bit, and every one of them, yep, got you. So that just having that circle of friends.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, go find a counselor. Like if you need to go, that's the other thing. It's okay for guys to go do that. I think we kind of slough that off and like, it ain't really for me.
Yeah.
But talking through it is a huge piece of getting through that grief process.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
No, I love that you're bringing that into the conversation. So we experienced infertility for 3.5 years. I did have like one chemical pregnancy in between two of my first two, but I love the perspective that you're bringing in of the husband, because I mean, you're right. Like the bottom line is there's a ton of resources, especially now for women who are going through that. But there's not a lot of support for the husbands, and it is different, but it's a loss just the same for the husband as it is for the wife. So I love that.
Yeah.
That you're bringing that perspective, just because it's important.
I think the other thing that I've thought about it 15 years later is too that I've got, and we'll talk about the other ones in a little bit, but like I've got children in heaven that I'm going to meet one day, and that hope and a future that I have in Christ, like I can't imagine trying to get through that without that.
Yeah.
Right. Or like when a family member dies, like, hey, it's okay because they're going to hold my babies till I get there.
Yeah. But you're not grieve as those without hope. Yeah. So. I love that. For someone listening, how would you coach a younger man in your life who is going through this on how to support his wife?
Patience, kindness. I think the biggest thing that I saw was, just like I said earlier, like your wife is going through pregnancy. Her body is building up to have a baby. Yeah. And then she is not getting to experience the joy of that. And every Mother's Day from here on out is going to be really different. It's going to look totally different than every other mom, and you've got to remember that. You've got to. She is going to remember that most days.
Yeah.
Whereas as guys, I shouldn't speak for all guys. I feel like there's days I compartmentalize, right, and I'm moving on about my day. But there are days where I'm like, you know, that's going through that. And so really just loving on her, it's going to take time. And we want to fix it. You ain't fixing it. You're not fixing that grief. Like that is a scar that she is going to, both parents are going to carry till we get to meet them one day. And reassure that hope. There's nothing that we did. God is good. He is faithful. That he has a plan for that. There is nothing like we didn't do anything. There's nothing we did in our past, we did presently to cause that to happen.
Right. It's
so
not a lack of God's favor, you know.
Right. Yeah. And I think we look sometimes, I think about the Old Testament sometimes, and you tend to do that as somebody that's been a believer a long time, like, where did I stray?
Right.
To not receive the blessing of a child.
Right.
Especially the first one. Especially the first one.
Yeah.
You know, so when you're, I don't know that it's tougher when your first one is and you're sitting there empty, and a lot of that's the other thing. At that age, your friends are having perfect pregnancies. Perfect little babies are all around you. There's babies crying in the nursery. And
some of them that weren't trying to,
oh,
you know.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, hey, and you're happy. Like, you want to be happy. It's super hard for her to be happy for them.
Yes.
But she is.
Yeah.
And when those babies are crying, there's a physiological response that her body is prepared for.
Right.
Yeah.
That is seeking to tend to that. And it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those things that your whole self can be so excited for this person, and your whole self can grieve for the loss and the what would have been, you know, and it's just, it's hard to describe it. You know what I mean?
It is. And it, you know, like, it also taught me how strong Leslie was in her faith. Like, you watch your wife grow and do things that are utterly amazing to get through that, and so to watch her faith grow through that, and to watch, I think it can tear you. There are going to be times it's hard. Like, you're going to have struggles through it, but struggling through it on the backside of that, you're going to be so much stronger together. Like, okay, we've lost a baby. That's pretty rough on the scale of things to go through. You know, so like, we're gonna, you want to bond together in that, because it could tear you apart.
Right. Yeah.
But I think tell people all the time, Jesus in your marriage is the covering of that.
I think the things that you've said are so huge, though, of like, one, being able to communicate and listen. I love that you pointed out not to try to fix it. I mean, I think that can be a huge thing, and we can joke sometimes, not necessarily about matters such as these, but like about the nail in the forehead, you know, and it's like, oh, I want to fix it. There are times where that's applicable and funny, but then there are other times where it really isn't something to be fixed, because we live in a broken, fallen world. But to be near to someone and be comfort, that's otherworldly. That's something we can do.
And this is me 15 years later. In those moments of that going through, I was not perfect by any means going through. This is me looking back a long time ago to the things I did do and would have done and probably could have done better. So just hear me say, if you're going through this, it is extremely hard, emotional. You're not going to get it all right, but grace for each other is paramount.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so 2011, is that when Henry Todd was born?
Henry was born 2011, so rainbow baby, the whole thing.
Were y'all just stressed the whole pregnancy?
I mean, I think I was too young and dumb to be stressed outside of what the normal dad, you know. I've talked to some other friends and they experience this too, so I know I'm not extremely weird, but like, you know, when you're not with them, you're like, oh, there's 700 ways they could die. Right? There's 700 things that are about to go wrong just from a normal pregnancy, regardless if you've had a miscarriage or not. Right? Like And so I think I was just too young and dumb and working and to consider that. And the doctors had told us this happens all the time, statistically. And so I'm an engineer, I'm a math guy. So now statistically, this is valid, and we're going to be okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah. You know, it was hot. It's like the hottest summer on record. He was born August 30th. Oh gosh. You know, so it was fun at first till the summer hit, and it was just Leslie was miserable.
Just limping across the finish line. Yeah.
So, but so he was born August 30th, 2011, and
healthy,
no problems, no issues. Wonderful baby boy. Took him. You know, Dad went to the ER because I had a little. We didn't panic attack apparently, and you know, but we got back up there for the birth and made it. So it's good. It's good. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
it's funny, but also I mean, I know panic attacks do feel like
and I didn't
you're
know,
dying.
You know, I didn't know what that was, but I was good until they took Leslie back and they have to separate you to do the epidural.
Yes,
and then I was like, again, crisis mode. I can't see her. Right? What they do? What do they miss? You know, and it's like, here we go.
That's a lot. It is. It's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
It's a lot.
Leslie loves to tell that story.
Yeah, I'm sure. Man, we needed her here today.
Yeah.
We needed to.
So we joke, I had my own nurse in the delivery room because they had to wheel me up.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Was it in this season that y'all started to form the church?
Yeah. So, we had been the college ministry. Well, Portico started in the late 90s. There's a bunch of young people. Then it became the college ministry at First West.
Yeah.
And somewhere around here, they were like, hey, you're kind of across the other street at night worshiping in the Access building. Do y'all just want to be your own church? And we're like, okay, sounds great.
Yeah.
And so, we helped plant Portico Church as its own, branch of First West. And then over the years, they were like, hey, y'all just be your own church. And so we were a true plant, which that was great. That was awesome. First West was so gracious in that to allow us to do that. We got to minister to a lot of people that would not normally come to church, big church, right?
Right.
And so just lifelong friends through that. Bought the Palace building downtown. Me and Brandon, a bunch of guys, Jared Stokes gutted the thing. We did church in there for years and kind of ministered to the downtown community when there wasn't a lot going on down there, 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah.
And so, great experience. Got to be a leader in that church, and it was non-denominational. So First West Planet is like, do what you want to do. And so it was, it's a growing experience, but definitely a very young church. We had a couple older couples. Randy Empson was the pastor. He was kind of like our parents' age, and a couple other, Dr. Gary Ratcliffe and Miss Sharon that come to North Monroe now. And so, Pauline and Cassio. So a lot of people we've kind of reconnected at North Monroe, but the Stokes, all the people. And so anyway, it was good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That's awesome. And also a lot with the newborn.
It was. But we were all with newborns,
right?
Like Patricia Cameron and their sons, and Leanne's oldest daughter. They were like the first Portico kids because they were, and so we were all in that season of life.
Yeah.
So it was all just normal.
Yeah, that's neat.
This is like a good plan. Let's go do it.
Yeah.
And there was never a thought that we just did it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Okay. Following this season, there I know so many blessings, but there was also more loss to come.
So
can you kind of take us through that?
We had Henry Todd, all good, no problems. So we're like, we're gonna have another baby. So 2012, 13, we get pregnant. We go to the doctor, see the heartbeat, and then I was working for a company where I was twice a year going off to work. Yeah. So this time I was over in Germany, and Leslie goes for the ultrasound because it's like once a month or whatever. I'm over there working and call, hey, no heartbeat. So, and this time the baby's far enough along, we're going to have surgery. And so, crazy, fly back from Germany, try to figure out what's going on, do the whole thing, get back, have the surgery, grieve. So that was miscarriage number 2, and then miscarriage. We had another miscarriage after that. And so back then, I don't know how it is now. You kind of had to have 3 miscarriages to get to a fertility doctor. Like that, my company had great benefits for that. Like they were going to cover everything. So we go over there. He does the testing. He does some testing on Leslie. Does some testing on me, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you can't carry a kid to term." And we're like, "Well, turns out we have one."
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, yes, sir." He's like, "Well, that's a miracle." So 100% that was God ordained miracle that Henry ever made it to term normally, no issues. And he's like, "Now listen, I can, some doctors, you can have a baby. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out." And we're like, he's like, "But it's gonna be super dangerous. Like this is gonna be super dangerous." And we're like, "Okay, we're not gonna try, but if it happens, we'll holler at you and we'll see what happens." So we wound up getting pregnant one more time, and Leslie does some stuff, and it was just a very early pregnancy that we lost it very early, very, very early. And so we were kind of like, "Hey, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done." And I'm an only child. So I was like, "Hey, I've got a son. He was great. He's awesome.
Yeah.
One's good. That's what God has for us. Obviously, He's clearly told us that. Good to go."
Yeah.
So.
Well, and did I understand this right? That he was kind of like, we can't really give you a reason why.
Well, we finally, over the years, we have learned that the Leslie has some things, autoimmune things, where the blood was being cut off from the umbilical cord. So there was something happening in that thing, and Leslie's probably gonna tell me I don't know if I think that's right.
Yeah.
But that's what we could get pregnant, but we couldn't stay pregnant. And so again, going back to in that particular situation for us, you're talking about what to tell the guys, like not her fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
not by any means.
Yeah.
Like that we just didn't know. And because we had Henry so perfectly,
right,
like not even a thought in our mind.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that was decided, like, hey, done.
Yeah. We have a healthy boy, and
yeah.
Okay, so that happens. You kind of settle into that. When did you begin to think, what about adoption? I mean, how did that unfold?
So I think, when you're early and you talk about like what my baby names might be and how do we want to have a family? I think adoption was always back there somewhere.
Yeah.
Way later. Right? Like maybe when the kids get older, we'll adopt a baby, do that whole thing. And that wasn't God's plan. And so I should say this too. I'm an engineer, right? So like I like a lot of control, and I'm a guy. And through
we don't like control, do we?
That, I know you don't either. I know, but I'm just actually I should say it like that. But I do.
Lindsay talks about it a lot.
Plan.
I'm with you.
The plan. I like
probably
machines.
should have been
I like chemistry, chemicals react.
Should have been an engineer in a previous life.
There you go.
Like I would have fit the mold.
And so through all this, God's like, "Hey, bub, you ain't in control, homie. Like you're not you. It's me."
Yeah.
And so that was a big learning curve. And so Leslie, one day she comes in, she's like, "Hey, I think we ought to adopt a baby." And I was like, "Absolutely not. Not time for that. Like we've got a baby." And then God just started breaking me down of, I think you should listen to your very wise wife, who I've put this on her heart, and I've put it on your heart, but you don't really want to admit it. And so working through that process, praying about it, and just realizing how much a reflection of the gospel that adoption is. We're all adopted as God's children. That just God really pricked my heart and spoke to me about, like, this is the right thing for your family to do. So we enter the adoption process. We decide, first of all, you got to make a decision. Are we going to do foster, which I learned later, as a foster parent, it's not foster adopt, but how do we want to adopt? It's internationally, domestically, there's all these choices you have to make.
Yeah.
And so we decided we were going to adopt privately. And that is experience unto itself. We had previously, and I forgot to say this, before Henry was born, we had worked at the children's home as resource parents. So we would get a little boy one Saturday a month. We would take him to do whatever, just get away from the children's home, be by himself, spend some alone time with him. And then even after Henry was born, we continued to do that until he was there voluntarily, the little boy was. And so he went back home eventually. And so he kind of faded out of our life. But through that, we met Miss Melody Caramanis. She was our social worker with our resource parents. We called her. We're like, "Hey, we're thinking about doing this." She's like, "I will do your home study. Like, this is how it works. So we had this gateway in through the children's home of already having worked with them. We'd already had to do a home study to be a resource parent, a very shortened one. But had to do that nonetheless. And then, just working that whole process of there's so many things you have to decide. Like, and it seems 10 years later silly now, these decisions are made, but like, are you okay with a drug exposed baby? Are you okay with what race are you okay with? Are you okay what state? Because every state has different adoption laws and different durations in which the adoption becomes finalized. And are you okay with a tribal? Because the Native American tribes have different rules, and it's a whole separate set of rules. And so just all these things of forms and forms and forms. And then the home study is very intrusive. Just everything that pet records, health records, insurance cards, fire escape plans. Do you have thingies just, on the sockets, just all the things to make sure, and that's right. That's good, right? All the things to make sure your home is safe and you're prepared to take a baby into your home, even though you're already parents, all the things. And so Melody guided us through that. And, or open and closed adoption. That's a thing. Do you want to have is it okay to have ongoing relationship with your birth mom? And do you sometimes people almost co-parent in that situation too, a fully closed adoption, locked and sealed, never see them again. So that was a big thing. And then you have to make a family book, which is like your story of your family and who you are. And they give those to the birth moms and they pick you. That's how ours worked anyway. And so the other thing is private adoption is very expensive. So we hired a Christian consulting agency that would help us guide us through the business side of adoption, because there's cost to it. You need to take care of the birth moms appropriately, like in terms of their health and their counseling. Obviously, agency people don't do that for free. Lawyers don't do that for free. There's court costs, all those things. And so navigating that piece was helpful to have them as well. So we had Melody for the kind of the social services side and them for that.
Looking back, like, what felt silly about those questions? Like, how would you answer them now?
I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, God's going to take care of that. But at the time, it's so stressful. Like, well, I don't, and it's things I have never thought of.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's okay for the baby to be exposed to X, Y, and Z, because what are the long-term effects of that? So now I got to go research that, because I don't know what that means. Right. Are you okay with a child with a disability? What disabilities are you okay with? Like, it's just a lot of things you're deciding on that you wouldn't decide on if you were having a baby yourself.
Right.
I mean,
absolutely.
well, some of them you would. Right. I mean, like the drug exposure, but a lot of the stuff you wouldn't. Right. And so
because you don't have control over
what
that happens. And
right.
so it feels weird. We very briefly, like before we got pregnant with our first, had started to pursue adoption. And like I remember doing the research and like looking at all that. I'm like, oh my gosh, how do we make any of these decisions? Like it's just, it feels crazy to be asked some of the questions you're asked, because you're like, I have no idea.
And you've never thought of it.
No, it is. It's wild.
It is wild. And so, but it's good. Like, I want to say that it is, I think everything that's really good in life takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Right. And it is work, but it is a huge blessing, but it is the process.
Yeah.
If that's the route you choose. And there's a lot of reasons for it. And we'll get to, probably some of that in a minute. So,
I mean, I have a question just from not being familiar with it. Why does it take so long when there are so many children in need of a home?
Well, so the children that are already born, right, are for foster kids, and there's a whole system for that, right? There's a whole process of, are the parents able to be reunified with a parent?
Yeah.
And then it's really up to the judge as to when that happens, if a child is, already born in the state's custody. On the flip side, it is, the moms selecting who they want to give their baby to. And like, it's the hugest blessing that they have birth. So like, if you're a birth mom, considering that, like, you are the hugest blessing to a family ever. I mean, my kids I have 4 kids with 4 different birth mothers. Right. So it's really unique in that while Leslie is their mom, 100%, there are these ladies out there that I owe so much gratitude towards and blessings and pray for, that were willing to make the choice to not do something drastic, first of all, or to be willing to give their baby up knowing that they could at that time in their life couldn't take care of it. And we've got a couple of the birth moms we do Leslie keeps up with, and they're doing so well, like so well in life. And so yeah, that's a huge piece of it is those birth moms and their sacrifice and what they are willing to give up.
Wow. So what did the process look like for y'all next, as far as?
So we do the home study, we get selected, we pick an agency. Well, you kind of, there's like, we're out, we give our books out to several agencies, right? We're like, this one's good, this one, and then we've got this consultant that's vetted them. Like it's kind of their vetted group. And so you're just waiting on somebody to pick you. And the birth moms, they have criteria, right? Sometimes they're like, oh, well, you've already got a child, so I don't want to give somebody that's already got a child. And sometimes they're like, oh, great, they're going to have a big brother. That's amazing. Right? So they're picking you. And so we get selected. A birth mom out in Utah selects us. And so, cool, we get selected. We didn't go out there. It was real fast. We get a picture of the baby, like, hey, the baby's born. I get this picture on my phone, like there's this little girl, and she's out, and she had a red ribbon in her hair. Won't ever forget her face. And I run through down the hall at work, like I'm at work, like, hey, we got a baby. I got to take off work because we're flying to Utah. And everybody's like, awesome, go, And so we jump on the plane. Henry's here, fly to Utah, get there, and crickets. We don't hear anything. We're at the hotel. We're like, this is weird. What's going on? So finally, we go eat supper, and we finally get a call back from the adoption agency. They're like, hey, mom's had the baby, baby's fine. Just give us some time, go eat supper, and then we'll take care of it. Okay, cool. So go eat supper, nothing. Go to bed that night at the hotel, nothing. So the next morning we get up, and I'm like, hey, we hadn't heard anything by 10 o'clock. I'm going to the hospital. Like, I got to talk to somebody. Something's not right. And so I go over there, and they're like, hey, she's changed her mind. Devastating, but her choice. Yeah. Like, okay, we're okay with that. So we fly home. We've got this car seat. We've flown there with this empty car seat. So you kind of get weird looks like, hey, you forgot your baby. On the way there, we're like, no, we're going to get a baby, and everything's great. And then on the way back, we're walking through the airport, and they're like, hey, you forgot your baby. We're like, yeah, we did. And so I'm like, hey, can we check this? And they're like, yeah, they put it in a bag, and we check it. And we get home, and Henry is young. He's what, 11 to 4. So he doesn't get it. He's like, oh yeah, okay, no big deal. No baby, whatever. But we're devastated, obviously. And so come to find out, so we call our consultant. Our consultant's like, that's really weird. That shouldn't have happened. We don't know what's going on. Let us do some digging. And typically when you get with the agency, it's kind of one of those things, like you pay your money, and if the birth mom changes her mind, whatever costs were associated up to that point are out. And some of it carries forward, and then you move on to that agency, and they try to find you another baby. And the consultant calls back. She's like, hey, situation's real weird. We're going to investigate this somewhat. And it turns out that this was like baby number 4 for this mom. They were homeless. The husband was kind of like using the situation to get money. And so wound up, I was like, hey, I'm just not comfortable moving from that adoption agency. And the consultant was like, yeah, we're not either. So they wound up we're able to get our money back, which never happens. And we were just like, take a break. Yeah. Take a break. We got to figure this thing out. This is nuts. This is a side of adoption that nobody talks about. It happens. It's like a nightmare. Not for us, not even that we didn't get the baby that she changed her mind. That happens. Yeah. But the situation our birth mom was in was just like, and so our consultant was like, we're going to work with this firm, we'll work with this mom to understand what has happened, and that we're going to take care of that. Okay, thank you. So we grieved that, and my mom had told me about a couple at her church in Arkansas that had used this agency that just focuses on Arkansas. We're like, okay. So now we're interviewing people. We're not just picking agencies. We're interviewing agencies. So we go up there, we sit down with ABBA Adoptions, and they are Christian based. There's a counseling plan for the birth moms. They are loving on them like Jesus loves on them. Like we're grilling them, and we're like, okay, yes.
Yeah.
And they only deal with babies born in the state of Arkansas. So I'm like, great. My uncle lives in Fayetteville. Another lives in Little Rock. My parents have moved back to South Arkansas because in Arkansas, it's a 2-week deal. You can't leave the state for 2 weeks. And then the finalized adoption, you get to come home and you're done.
Wow.
So we're like, ooh, that's even better. And that was a pretty new rule when we were adopting. So it all kind of worked out. Get them the books. They started the books. And think about this. So that all happened. Oh, I got to back up. That all happened right before Christmas, the failed adoption. On the way home, our Portico church family comes over, takes down all the baby stuff, all the Christmas baby stuff, and they go put verses all around our house, in crazy places, in drawers, there's these verses and notes and stuff everywhere. And so a church family, when your people are going through that, man, I can't tell you how important huge that was. Yeah. That our church family came over and we've still got them in place. We've moved. We took them with us. And we lived in that house for a long time that happened in. 3 years later, I'd open a drawer and be digging for something, be like, I've never seen that note. I was like, yeah, I hadn't either. It was just great. Yeah. And so anyway, so and now our church family is also invested with us. Right? We've miscarried. They've walked through that with us. We've had a failed adoption. They've walked through that with us. And so we're a small church, so we're tight knit. Anyway, Nell's birth mom picks us in March. Nell's born in May. Perfect, great. Everything was wonderfully God ordained. Her birth mom is doing fantastic, doing things that are amazing to share her story and help people and share Jesus. And so it's awesome. Wow. But yeah, so we bring Nell home, all good to go. Yeah. We're like, yeah. I got a boy and a girl. I got a boy and a girl.
Yeah. Right. And to be continued.
Yes. So we're done. So we're good, and through all that, we wind up going to Leslie starts following this lady on Instagram, and this is called Choose Joy. And it is a place for folks that are going through infertility, miscarriage, adoption, foster care. So Leslie starts following her. They build a relationship, and there's this conference, aka retreat, out in LA. And she's like, hey, we want you to come, tells Leslie, hey, we want you to come speak at a session out there. Wow. So, my little country behind, we load up and go to LA, out to Laguna Hills and Laguna Beach. And it's awesome. It's beautiful. First time I've ever been to California. Leslie speaks. It's wonderful. But more than that, we're around this huge group of people, 100 people that are all in this world. Right. So now we're immersed in this world of adoption and foster care and infant loss and miscarriage and infertility. And we're like, man, we've got a support group. This is a bunch. It was my first exposure to a retreat atmosphere. Yeah. We're worshiping together. We're grieving together. I can look at this guy over here and go like, man, it's really hard for me to sing Good, Good Father right now. And he's like, I get it. Yeah. I get it. But he's good. I know he's good. Yeah. It's just hard. He's like, yes. And so that was for us really big. And then we went out, they had one in Atlanta. We did that. So we kind of had this time where we were going through all this stuff, and we were like, there's other people going through it. Not maybe right here in Monroe, but there are people. And so finding people that are going what you're going through, no matter what it is, huge. Yeah. Huge.
I feel like that's come up a lot recently with stories. I feel like that is such a repeated theme lately, even in life group. Yeah. Of finding someone who just those few words you just shared, that exchange. I know it was more, but even just that the power of hearing a me too. Yes. Of not feeling alone. Yes.
And that even if just being around someone that's you don't have to explain. You don't have to explain yourself because they're like, yeah, I get it. I understand that. That's huge.
Yeah, there's a lot of affirmation and just allowing you to feel what you feel. You know what I mean? Yes. Instead of you having to always advocate, which is such a big part of your story and so important. But it's so nice to be able to have a place to lay your head where you don't have to advocate those things.
It was. And to tell your story to people that have been through it and get it. Because this is a world where in everybody's world, when you have tragedy and loss, and are doing good things even in ministry. You guys, with what you're doing in your podcast, I'm sure you could talk to other podcast people that you're all like, yeah, that's a struggle.
Yeah.
And it's stuff that I have no cognitive ability to even understand because I hadn't been through it.
Yeah.
And so it was big.
Yeah. So Nell, sweet, she's doing well, she's healthy. Did y'all think, okay, we're in this, we've got the support group, we're also kind of doing some ministry here because Leslie's speaking. Did you think you were done?
I did.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, Leslie's going to talk to some people, her and her friend had talked about this other support group. And I don't remember in the timeline where all that happened, but they start Sarah's Laughter and they're supporting women, and there's always women coming to it.
Like you're saying that, and I'm like, I need to go back through some of my like stuff when I was going through infertility, because I feel like I came across Sarah's Laughter, had no idea that that was the connection.
Yeah,
but
so they met at the Palace building, and they did some things to like educate the women's clinic about when a mom, just some things nice to say. They made these little boxes that had some encouraging notes and some Bible verses and some things to give the mom if she had a miscarriage or was going through infertility. It's just kind of a support group. And there was some amazing stories, and that's not my story, but like there was some amazing things that came out of all that. So I was like, cool, Leslie's going to do that.
Yeah.
We're good. I'm going to support her. I'll help make boxes at home. We're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, not God's
So
plan.
what changed personally for y'all? Was it a need? Like,
no, I think we went to this conference. We
Yeah.
saw the need in the community. And Leslie's like, I think we should be foster parents. And we're engaged with the children's home. All those kids are there.
Yeah.
Melody's still following up with us because once you get a baby, you still have to do some home studies after that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, it's the same thing I did when we were going to adopt.
Yeah. Been here before.
I've been here before. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, let's, what does that mean? Like, I don't even know what that means. What does this look like? And I should go back with the adoption thing, right? We didn't know a lot of people that had recently adopted. And that's one reason I was like, yeah, this is what I want to talk about. And again, we hadn't recently adopted, but we have. I mean, Joni's been with us for 4 years now, adopted. But, like Matthew and Patricia Cameron were really the only ones we knew because that's who we went to church with. And I'll never forget going to their house, and their boys are sitting there, and we're talking about adoption. And, of course, it's been a while since they were adopted. And Garrett's this is 10 years ago, so he's like 8. And he's like, Mom, what's adoption? She's like, hey, baby, we've talked about this. You're adopted. She goes through the spiel. And he's like, oh, yeah. So that was very comforting to me. Like, hey, they're not thinking about it every moment of every day.
Yeah.
And Connor's going to kill me. But Connor goes, he's 12. He goes, Garrett's adopted. And she looks at him. She goes, son, so are you. Oh, yeah, that's right. And I was like, okay. And so, that was just a great moment for me personally to go, yeah, that works. So, but back to foster care, it was like, yeah, let's do it. And so you go sign up and you take all these classes with the state at the state office. And that, again, everything that is good requires some work. And those they're okay. It's just time consuming.
Yeah.
There is one random class where they talk about discipline. And the week before, they're like, hey, now, if you discipline a child, the first offense is you have to come retake this class. And so the next week you get there and there's extra people in your class. They're in there. You're like, okay, well, we know why they're all in here.
Yeah.
And it's not that you've done anything bad, but there's a lot of strict rules about you can't spank the foster kids. And so anyway, it was good. We got through very intense home study.
Yeah.
I will tell you that. Like, very intense, no stone left unturned, and rightly so.
Yeah.
Like, you are taking a child that has been through a lot. They're in state's custody. Yeah. They're yes, all the things. And so that was very, but again, we kind of had a unique situation because of the children's home.
Yeah.
Melody was like, oh, I'm going to do your home study. I'm not going to let the social services worker do it because they're overloaded. Those the DCFS folks are loaded up. And so we kind of became this like ad hoc cottage of the children's home because Melody was there. So we had a very unique situation in foster care.
Yeah.
We were a off-site children's home cottage. I don't even know if they do that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they were supposed to do that, but we were. That's what we were because we had Melody, and she was right beside us the whole way. So we had we get through that, And as soon as you get done, they're like, "Hey, we're ready. Are you ready? Because we're ready. We got kids."
Right.
So when you take the classes, you kind of need to be ready. You might get one before you're done sometimes.
Right.
But that is so we got our first one. Great. For sure, for me, the hardest foster care we had because I didn't want. She was mine. Right, I rocked her to sleep. She had some. Obviously, she was not in the best situation, right? So she would not sleep by herself. So I rocked her every night. Those type of things. Realizing that her mom was working her plan, which is good. That is the goal. Let me say this: the goal of foster care is reunification. That is the goal. That's what you want. You want mom or dad or both, and to work their plan and get their baby back. Hopefully, you can somewhat point them to Jesus if they don't already know Jesus, and get reunified with their family and have a whole family again.
Yeah.
And so that is the thing you've got to go in knowing.
I feel like, though, I can look in your story and see, like, not that anything can prepare you for that, but like how you and Leslie had learned to hold two things at the same time. My whole self can celebrate and my whole self can grieve. And like you being able to be able to hold that tension, in that of like grieving for you and knowing that's the goal.
Yes. And God will prepare you to get where you need to be to serve him where he has called you. Like 100%. And if you'd have told me at 24, when I'm going through the first miscarriage, that one day I was going to be a foster parent, like, no, I couldn't even conceive that in my brain.
Yeah.
But he laid out and prepared us through very difficult times and very good times to be equipped to handle that. And you're right. He does. He takes care of us.
How does it, like, do they keep calling, like, can you take another, or you have one?
You can kind of set a limit, and you have to stand your ground.
Yeah.
They will call you.
Yeah.
And they say, hey, you've got one. Can you take another one? We don't have nowhere to put this child because there's not enough homes for the foster kids. And so you kind of have to be, and sometimes you have to say no, like, hey, our home is not ready for that. So like for us, what I learned was it was very important for us to keep our birth order. So we did not want to take a foster child older than Henry or older than Nell.
In some states, is that illegal? I don't know. I feel like I've heard something like about, I don't know if it was Texas, but there's something where it's like they won't let you break it or something.
That's
Maybe
probably
that's
a good rule.
Yeah.
But for us, it made sense.
Yeah.
And so that was what we did. And so times we'd get a call for a kid that was in between Henry and Nell. And we'd be like, oh, no. And so we got baby A. She was awesome. We had her for like 9 months. Her mom wound up coming to church with us some. We were still kind of going to First Western Portico at the time, and she would come to First. We would go to First. We didn't normally go to First West in the morning, but she wanted to go to church. Portico was too small, so we would go with her to church on Sunday morning, and she would come, and that was another time for her to see the baby.
Yeah.
And she fought to get her baby back. Was everything perfect? Was it the ideal circumstance for her to go back to? No, it's not. People are people, and but was she safe and thriving? Yeah, she had grandparents engaged with her as well that were willing to help.
Yeah.
So she went home, and we were all kind of like, well, we knew that was going to happen, but that's really hard.
Yeah.
And we moved on, and so we got our second placement. He was there for about 6 weeks. There's a program at the children's home where moms can go and kind of like they live there with their kids. They get themselves back on track and learn some skills and get all the things right. And so their baby doesn't end up in the state's custody. And so because we were part of the children's home, he came to us. We had him for 6 weeks while his mom was doing what she needed to do to get back on her feet. And like it was beautiful. She got better and got the things done she needed done over that course of time. And he went back home to her, and she did great. Like it was awesome. And it's funny, like Nell was really young then, but she still remembers. Like she remembers.
Yeah.
I have a question. I've always wondered about this too. Like just when I think about foster care, like, and you may talk about this more at some other point, but what does the dynamic look like with your kids and having foster kids? Like, how do you, what are some things that you would say, like, how do you navigate that with your, with kid, because kids don't have a different understanding. They have different levels of like, wait, this person is here and living with us, and then, oh, they're not, so what are some, and I'm sure there's probably all classes about all kinds of things, but
No, I mean,
just
for us,
out
it
of
was
curiosity.
Henry was, I don't know, he was a little bit older, 6. Nell was younger, so like Nell kind of grew up in this world,
Yeah.
right? But Henry, we just, hey buddy, they're here for a little while. We're here to help their parents.
Gotcha.
We're not gonna get to, just telling them up front,
Yeah.
like she is not gonna live with us forever.
Yeah.
Like this is her temporary place while her parents do what they need to do to get her back. And he's like, cool. And Henry Todd he just has a nature about him that is compassionate and has grown up in this world that we've put on him, and God has equipped him to be able to move forward in that with these younger siblings. And I really believe that God is, and Nell too, to get through some of that.
Yeah.
So
we've talked about that in different places about how, like, if the Lord's your shepherd, he's their shepherd too, so like he's there with them just like he's there with us.
Henry and Nell, that was their brother or sister for wherever their time they were there.
Yeah.
And that's how they treated them. And that's how we treated them. And then, so baby C went home, and then we get baby S, and she is just younger than Nell. Right. And so this is where we really learned about how important birth order is. So it was like introducing I think they were both 2 that didn't share, twins that didn't share the womb. Right. And didn't look anything like each other. And baby, there's trauma there. Right. So we're learning all this stuff about trauma and TBRI and
change for Nell,
and Nell's, we say this, every adopted child, regardless if you get them in the delivery room, has trauma.
Yeah.
Has separation things, has things that need to be worked through.
Yeah.
Every one of them. And so if you're an adoptive parent and you want to seek counseling, occupational therapy, all the things to make sure that they are assessed to get what they need, because it's there somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you don't work on it when they're young, it's going to pop up when they're old. The other thing, like with our kids, we've always told them they're adopted. They didn't grow in mommy's belly.
Yeah.
They've always understood what that meant.
Yeah.
Super important to me. It's worked well for us.
Yeah.
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 So baby S is there.
Yeah.
And her mom was not working the case plan.
Yeah.
Not at all. Like, we would go to court and sit, and her birth mom would sit beside me and never touch her, hold her, think about her. Yes, judge. Yes, judge. Yes, judge. And so that one we were like, hey, this is obviously not going to work out. And our kind of rule was we would adopt from foster care if they had nowhere else to go. And so randomly, one of the couples in our life group who did not have children was like, hey, we really think God has told us that we're supposed to be baby S's parents. And we're like, cool. But she ain't available for adoption. Like she's still in foster care. They're like, we know that. And they are both very well equipped, have also worked in that world. And it was the most beautiful picture watching God take care of that whole situation. So like, mom's obviously not going to do her thing. The judge has also recognized mom's not going to do her thing. And we're like, hey, we've got a couple that really, they've built a relationship with her through life group, through church. Because we did life groups in homes.
Yeah.
Right. So we didn't do them at church. And so that was a little more personal,
Yeah.
From that perspective. They love her. They feel led by the Lord to adopt her if she ever becomes available. So like we've got your people.
Yeah.
And so eventually they got certified enough to take her over in their home until they were able to formally adopt her. And it's been a beautiful, God ordained thing. So that was awesome.
It's
amazing.
It was
just
so cool.
Beautiful to watch that whole thing unfold.
Yeah.
Because we were not in a place to have 2 at the same age.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then some time goes by, not a whole lot of time. I'm telling you, they're going to call you, which is good.
Yeah.
You're there to serve.
Yeah.
And we get Joni. And Joe has a little bit different of a story. And if you've been in North Monroe, you've seen some of her story on, they did a deal with Miss Bev. And so the Walkers got Joni through North Monroe. She was coming a little bit to church, and Miss Bev recognized a baby that was behind her peers in the nursery, and kind of formed a relationship with the mom, and then wound up really adopting her. I mean, she took care of Joe. And then randomly, some of Miss Beth's friends knew us through one of our neighbors, one of the ladies we bought our house from when we moved, and we're like, hey, there's this couple that also goes to your church. They're foster parents that probably could help. And so all the things happen, and Miss Melody gets engaged and all the things, and Joe comes and lives with his foster child, interstate's custody. And we work through the process of 2 years of birth mom working their plan and not working their plan, going before the judge, doing well and not doing well, going back, going forth, going back, which is very tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to watch someone who was also gone through a lot of things as a young person try to overcome and not be able to do that.
Yeah.
And then, just try to manage all that. Right. And there are things out there that tear people apart that can't be, that can be overcome through Jesus. 100% can.
Right.
But
it's the only way.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
And so Joni came available for adoption, and we were like, is there anywhere we were it? And so we adopted Joni, and it's been awesome.
Yeah.
But she was in our home for 2 years.
Wow.
And so, again, it was kind of, by that time, once you kind of build some rapport with your social workers, the inspections become different, right? Because you got to every month you're getting checked in with, which is their job. They're checking on the baby, they're checking your home, they're checking the thing. You just build some trust.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so with the whole office, because you've had different people and different workers, and you build a relationship, and that system becomes better the longer you're in it, and the more you understand it, because there's a lot to understand.
Right.
And each kid is so unique.
Yeah.
But Joe comes, and we adopt Joe, and it's been awesome.
Yeah.
She's Leslie's mini-me. Like in appearance.
She is. Yeah.
It's really weird. I mean, it's not. It's really God.
Yeah.
But she is.
Yeah.
And she fit right in. And so then we talked with this Melody, and like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Do we need to continue to foster? She's like, I think that would be really confusing for Joni.
Yeah.
If you have kids coming in and out of your home, and she has been in that situation, and so we're like, okay, so we're going to close our home and we're done.
Yeah.
So we thought.
Where in this was Leslie diagnosed?
Yeah, so 2019, we got Joni in fall, and early 2020, Leslie was diagnosed with cancer.
Okay. While you're fostering.
While we're fostering.
Yeah.
And so we're like, we're committed to Joe. We're going to foster.
Yeah.
And that was in January of 2020.
Yeah.
We were going to Disney World for winter break, and so they're like, go do that and come back and we'll start treatment. They caught it super early, like God ordained that whole thing, how it even happened, that they caught it so early and took care of her, and she is healed. God has healed her. She's all the things. But so then COVID starts.
Yeah.
March.
Gosh.
So so Leslie's teaching from home. I'm working from home. We've got the foster baby, trying to navigate the foster system in COVID, where you're not supposed to visit anybody, but we have to visit the birth mom because she gets her visits, and the social workers got to come. And how do we navigate that? And that was a mess. And then, Leslie, her treatments and all the things, we did everything down in Baton Rouge because her cousin and her cousin's husbands are cancer doctors down there. So we went to see them, and it was a lot. But again, I think God equipped us to just do it.
Yeah.
And we have a great support system. My parents, her parents, her sister lives here. We've got family. We've got our OCS family, our North Monroe family now. Like, just that support system is, it's huge, huge to have that support system in place. Because we couldn't have done it by ourselves.
I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine any of the things you just said are hard, and then all together. But
it didn't seem hard though.
Yeah.
Like it was. It was terrible and scary.
Yeah.
Right? When you hear the cancer word, that's super scary.
Yeah.
But like, God just took care of everything. He really did.
Yeah.
Like and so like, it was hard.
Yeah.
But looking on the backside, you're just like, okay.
Yeah. You have a plan.
He has a plan. 100%.
So you go through that. She's healed. Joni's adopted. You decide to close your home.
Yes.
Then what happens?
So in the after Joni gets done, I realize that there's a lot of stuff going on in foster care. Like this needs help, and I'm a Enneagram 8. I have a strong need for justice. So I'm like, how do
Sleep in your boots, get up ready to
how do I fix this? Right? How does this get fixed? Right?
Okay.
This is a mess. And so, DCFS is doing some things currently. But I was like, you know what? we're gonna write a bill for the legislature. And so I go to Michael Eccles. I'm like, hey, I want to do this. He's like, let's do it. Let's do it. So we write a bill and trying to get foster parents more money, because at that time, this is in 2021, we presented the bill. Like, they hadn't got a rate increase in like 10 years. And obviously, it gets more expensive to raise a child every year.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm like, we're going to write a bill for tax credit. And not randomly, I mean, that year there were a lot of foster care bills on the ballot around financial things, tax credits, incentives, rate increases. And so we're down there fighting for that. I didn't get my bill passed, but we got a rate increase passed, and some things happened. So I'm like, okay, there's some change of brewing.
Yeah.
So I do that, and I'm like, oh, well, people need to be foster parents. Leslie and I, we're pretty big advocates of foster care. We have some folks in our church that became foster parents. Just the whole thing, right? It's a whole world, and everybody has a part. That was my other thing. When we went to adopt the first time, our church family was like, we want to do a fundraiser, and I'm like, absolutely not. This is my decision. You are not gonna. We're all young, 20-something. You don't have the money to be giving me to go get no. And that was wrong. That was stealing somebody's opportunity to. We're not all called to adopt, but we're called to do something. They were trying to do something, and I wasn't letting them. And I shouldn't have done that. 15 years later, I know that. In the heat of the moment, I'm like, no way. So we're gonna handle it. I can't control anything else, but I can control.
Yeah. Give us this one thing.
Yeah. So pay for it myself. And we wound up getting a little grant from Big Whitworth Foundation to help with Nail too. So that was anyway. But yeah, just advocating for that. And so through all that, my cousin, I'm the oldest cousin. My youngest cousin, one of her best friends, is pregnant with her third child, and she calls Leslie and says, "Hey, I have this friend, and she's thinking about adoption. Would you just counsel her, pray with her, talk to her, tell her how it works, right? Because it's overwhelming." And so this is, you got to think about my chronological, sometime right after Christmas-ish, because we're at Christmas with my cousin, and so that happens. And so Leslie just starts talking to her, praying with her friend, and answering her questions, thousands of texts, and baby's due in July. Like May gets here, and she's like, "Hey, you kind of got to pick somebody. Like, it's time. Like, you if we're gonna do this, like, it's." And she goes, "Y'all just want to adopt this baby?" And at this point in life, our answer is just kind of like, it's a yes till God clearly says it's a no, right? Like, I've got it. Okay, I've got it. God, we're good. And we were both just like when I told Leslie yes, she's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." But she's gonna change her mind. Yeah, it's okay. Like, we're gonna say yes, we're gonna be supportive. Yeah, but she's gonna change her mind, and she didn't. And so we adopted Everett. It was the easiest adoption, I think, in the history of adoptions. I feel like the funniest part was so it's May. He's due in July. We've got 2 months. Our home study's out of date, right? Like, it's been a couple years. You've got to keep that thing up if you're when you're in it. Yeah. So we call an attorney in Arkansas that we got recommended to handle the handle the adoption. And she's like, "There is no way you're going to get all this paperwork done in July. Like, it's just not going to happen." And Miss Melody goes, "Watch me." Because she's our family at this point. Like, she doesn't even have to interview us she's with us. Yeah. Even though we're not, she's with, I mean, we see her, love her, and she's passed away now, but like, she is a shining star in heaven, like 100%, a member of our family. Anyway, she's like, "Oh yeah, I got this." And that lawyer was in awe. She's like, I've been doing this for years. There you go. And we're like, cool. What now? She's like, well, we're going to adopt a baby. So he was born. We get him. We stay the 2 weeks. Same drill as Nell. So we've got 3 Arkansans. I was born in Arkansas. Everett and Nell were born in Arkansas. We've got 3 that were born in Louisiana. Everett was born in the same town I was born in. You know, it was crazy awesome. Like just God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just God. Like
Amazing.
never on our radar.
Yeah.
Not even fathomable on our radar. And he's here and he's awesome. And it's number 4. And I think we're done.
Yeah. We're not making an announcement today.
No, but it's, yeah, maybe you should edit that out. But yeah, you know, I think for us, it's just, we have learned God's going to take care of us. He's going to equip us, and just say yes till he says it's a no.
Yeah.
Like it, and again, 15 years ago, that was not my, not where I was at in life. Strong believer. I mean, I was again, helped start a church, all the things, but like that side of me was not ready to be turned loose. And God will turn it loose.
Yeah. I feel like one of the things that I see in y'all's story is just like going the extra mile, like not just to open your home and to become foster parents and adopt, but even when your home was technically closed, to go say, okay, what can we do? And like, it convicts me in so many areas. Like, what encouragement do you have for somebody that's like, you see this need, you have this passion, do the thing?
Yeah. Just do the thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain, like, just step off in it. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
You can always stop.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, to a point.
Yeah.
Right? But like, if God's calling you somewhere, you should enter those waters.
Yeah.
Like, it's a real thing. And I think we're not all called to do, we're not all called to do the same thing in regards to any of this.
Yeah.
We've all got a, you know, the Bible talks about we're all different parts of the body. We've got, like I said, our support group. Like, we've got a group of friends that oddly live within 100 yards of each other almost. We've got parents. Like, we have a support group. I think our friends think we're nuts sometimes, and that's the thing. When sometimes people are like, "What?" And you're like, "Yeah," and that's okay. I think that's in the Bible too. In places, people are like, "You sure?" Yeah, that's what God's telling us to do, right? So just do it. Just go and find a way to participate in God's kingdom. Like, if you're sitting on the sideline and you're just sitting there as a believer, there are things He wants you to do that you don't know He's gifted you for. And so jumping into something is okay. And sometimes it changes. Like for me, I thought Portico, we had a vision for Portico, and I think it was God's vision, and it served its purpose over time. And it's no longer a church body, but like, if you'd asked me at 25, where are you going to be at 40? We're going to be growing downtown Monroe and Portico. And that wasn't where God led me. So that was a good thing for that season.
Right.
And then it progressed into other things. And so it's sad when it ends, but there are going to be things that you do really well for a really long time that are going to end and move on to something else. So don't, it's okay too.
It makes me think of Andrew's dad says, like, it's easier to steer a moving ship. Like, you're moving, he'll steer you.
Oh yeah.
In the direction that, you know.
Sure. He's going to steer you. And with foster care and adoption, there's all kind of things you can do to help.
Yeah.
Like, there just is.
I would love for you to speak to that, because I know that's a huge thing in your story. And I know you have mentioned some things, but I'd love for you to speak to 2 people. One, what can we do if we are unable or don't feel called to help in that way? But also to the person that's like, can I help in that way?
Sure. So for those that can't help, I mean, like, look, foster parents have to take kids a million places. They got doctor's appointments, they got school, they got things. Providing a meal, saying, "Hey, let me grab you." Even if you can't cook, "Hey, let me get y'all pizza tonight." Hey, do y'all need a date night? Like, you're surrounded with kids. We're a safe place. There's a thing called respite care where you're a short term. Like, for us, if we want to take this is going to sound bad. If you want to take a family vacation without your foster child, and it's just your family. Like that is okay as a foster parent. That's just the reality.
Yeah.
And so being a respite care for a weekend to let a foster family go take a trip. But anything like that, diapers, formula, uh, 2.5 plus, those type of ministries, donating to those or giving to those, helping foster parents. No, you may have foster parents next door that have no idea that 2.5 plus even exists. Yeah. Hey, we've got this ministry at church. They have all kind of clothes. Go, here's their number. Call them, because sometimes as foster parents you don't even know what's out there.
Right.
Because again, the state is doing all the state knows how to do to help you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Just because I'm thinking of some things that I probably could and need to donate. But so will 2.5 also will they take anything other than clothes? Like, are there like regulations on like car seats and things like that?
There are some regulations on car seats.
I figured so.
Okay. Like, if you're going to get caught, like curious. When you're starting out as a foster parent, if you don't have kids or if your kids are a little bit older, you don't have any of that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
It's like you got to come up with a bed mattress, and I think 2.5 plus has a lot of that.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Back then we didn't really have that, so we're just like, let's figure out how to do this. And sometimes we'd call and be like, hey, you still got your kid's 3, you still got a high chair? Yeah, okay, cool. Can I get that? I'll give it back. It's a really nice high chair. I'll give it back, but can we have it for 6 months while we got this foster child in our home?
Yeah.
So all those kind of things are and advocating for, through your legislators, through your vote, to support foster parents getting the things they need from the state. I can't stress that enough. If a legislator has 5 or 6 people call about something, I think that's then important in their world, because nobody calls them. You think they do. You think they listen to the news, but they do. But when they have a group of people that's their constituency calling about something regularly, that's one thing I did when I wrote that bill. I had everybody writing letters. Like, let's write some letters. Those kind of things, also encouraging the state governing bodies to do the right thing, is also very important.
As far as that, because I like that kind of thing sounds like, okay, I know in theory I can do that, but that sounds intimidating. So like, for the person listening, like, can I really have anything to say?
Yeah. So like, if you go out, if you want to know who your representative or state senator is, you can go out to the state website. There's an email address. You just click on them, send an email and say, please support foster care, and be engaged in that bill process. Hey, foster care parents don't get enough money back from the state to cover the baby. Can you figure out how to make that happen? It doesn't have to be elaborate. Right. Or if you see them around town at an event, put those things that are your ministry focus on their plate as well, to let them know, like, hey, this is important. It's a gap in our community.
Yeah. I think that's really important, because sometimes you can just feel like, they're not gonna. This isn't gonna make any difference. But like, if enough people do it, then yeah,
it's important. And to the people that are thinking about adoption or foster care, like, come find me, call me, talk to me, find other foster parents. We'd love to talk about it.
Yeah.
We'd love to guide you through that process. Go take the classes. Just because you take the classes doesn't mean you have to, in the end, do it. There's a time commitment to it, but go. There's all kind of foster parent interest nights that the Children's Home puts on. I think it's Connect One Child is their ministry through that.
Okay.
And they actually support the state helping kind of to recruit foster parents. So they'll have them at First West. I think they might have them at North Monroe. They'll have them at churches in your area.
Yeah.
Go to that. Call the Children's Home. Support the Children's Home.
Yeah.
Because they're doing God's work there. It's a whole different situation than typical foster. Call the Children's Home. They'll tell you. They'll help guide you.
Yeah.
There's all kind of ways. And then just be ready to be used by God. And it's these children in state's custody are there. Obviously, it's not their fault. But they are from very difficult situations. So preparing your heart for that, and for them to go back into situations in which you probably don't think are the best situation for a child to be raised, being prepared for those things. And it's tough, but like doing good things is tough sometimes. And so those are the things. And again, support group. Like there's foster parent support groups all over the place now, and on Facebook, and it's a worthy thing to think about doing, and then to do it. There's a need. There's not enough foster homes right now.
I'm curious, do you even remember this, but what did your prayer life look like before you took that step?
To be a foster parent or to adopt?
Yeah, yeah, either one.
Oh man, you know,
Was it like, because I think sometimes we talked about this last week, but sometimes it can
Mhm.
be like, Lord, what's your will? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? And like, do you have any wisdom for people who are like, how do I even pray about this?
I don't know. You just you pray. First of all, I prayed for Henry a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever we do, don't let us screw him up.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, just be
We're all praying that, right?
right. We're all praying
Right.
that for our kids, right? I mean, we are.
No matter what we're
But like,
doing.
you're about to bring,
Yeah.
especially the NL for the
Mhm.
foster care thing. Like, please guard our home.
Mm-hmm.
But like, is this your will? And I mean, like, he was very clear for us. Yes, this is my
Mhm.
will for you. This is what I want you to do,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna be clear.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't know if this is theologically correct, but this is the way God is going to bless work that you're pursuing in Him.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's going to come to an end because that's not the work He wants for you anymore.
Mm.
But like, I don't think anybody being a foster parent feeling that God's calling their life and pursuing that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
He's going to give you some direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have confidence in that. But yeah.
Yeah.
And then praying for whether it's adoptive, your birth mom, your
Mhm.
future birth mom, your current foster parent, birth parents, praying for them because they are forever a part of your child's life.
Yeah.
And one day I want them to know Jesus, and that somehow whenever my kids are ready for that to be restored through
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, because it's only He can do it. Now at 25, if you just said, Cody, would you ever want your adopted child to meet their birth mother? Heck no. Like, I want that to be a secret. I don't want them,
Mm-hmm.
but that's
Mm-hmm.
on the
Yeah.
backside of this, man. Like, yes,
Yeah.
yes. If that's what they desire and God puts on their heart,
Mm-hmm.
and as long as it's safe,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's what we're praying for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm curious. This isn't in your notes, so I'm
Okay.
throwing this at
Yeah,
you.
cool.
I don't think you'll mind. We all enter into becoming parents with ideas of what it looks like to be a parent and how to parent and what kind of parent we're going to be, and that's constantly changing.
Yes.
No matter how our family was formed, but how has your story changed the way that you parent and raise and love your kids?
Yeah. I don't know that it's changed. It's just moved forward. Like, I feel like that's just parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whatever situation God hands you with your kids, every one of them's different.
Mm-hmm.
Every kid is different.
Mm-hmm.
They've all got something that is unique to them that you've got to maneuver. And so, yeah, I think for me, I will tell you, I did struggle with when fostering parents
Mm-hmm.
not being able to spank them, because
Mm-hmm.
I believe that is
Mm-hmm.
for most kids, not all kids,
Mm-hmm.
but for Henry Todd, it was true. There was times Henry Todd needed a spanking,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm a dad for girls, and this. That's kind of different anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had a hard time spanking Nell, and she didn't need a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't. You have to discipline them very differently. They've also
Mhm.
experienced a significant amount of trauma.
Yeah.
So like, you have to be highly aware
Yeah.
of how they're going to react. They're not going to react the same way because they don't know you,
Mm-hmm.
right? They don't know you.
Yeah.
They're living in your home, and we had younger kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're scared to death.
Yeah.
They're scared to death,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, that changes, and then how we
Mhm.
parent trauma
Mm-hmm.
is certainly different.
Yeah.
Right, that is something we always have to take into account
Mm-hmm.
as we are parenting.
Yeah.
Is there a trigger?
Mm-hmm.
Is there something going on deeper rooted than just a behavior? And so that has definitely shifted it.
Yeah.
But yes, it has changed my mind in terms of what kids experience
Mm-hmm.
that come from a different background than just everyday kids. But
Yeah.
everyday kids are kids.
Yeah.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
they just are, and so they're just
Mm-hmm.
different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Again, I was so young when we had Henry. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure Leslie did.
Yeah.
I didn't have like this long term plan of.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, just we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing and for going through and sharing not just the blessing, but the heartache, and also how it was worth doing what God's called you to do.
Yeah.
And it's just powerful, and it's encouraging, just
Mhm.
to whatever's in front of us, to keep going and keep doing that, and to look for ways you can help if it doesn't look like this.
Yeah.
And it's just super
Yeah.
encouraging.
Yeah. It's so good.
All of it. Is there anything else that you can think of?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say, I mean, it's God's story.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to know that, like, you are living in God's story.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a part of. He is a part of your story, but you're a part of His story.
Yeah.
And He is. If you're chasing after Jesus, He is going to shape where He wants you to be.
Yeah.
And that is good and sometimes painful, but always, always, always on the backside of that, in the moment it's tough, but on the backside I just see His blessings and protection over myself and Leslie and our family. And so that's for me, it's not my story. It's 100% God's faithfulness, and He is faithful.
Yeah.
To take care of us.
So good.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Cody.
Thank y'all.
It was a blessing and an honor. So thank you. And thank y'all so much for listening in this week, and we will see you next week on the Saltworks.
This is my story. This is your story.